Yeah, hello. This is XL, or known as Bonsai, and I'm using the Gatsha, and man oh man, it feels alright, but it doesn't feel way up there. I consider this mole suit kind of like the the devil's goddamn hammer, and basically, you know, without these rockets on its shoulders, this mole suit would be probably the most shortest mole suit in the entire game. And it's a really short mole suit, and it looks really funky, but it looks pretty cool. I like the claws on this thing and the hammer. The hammer gives it a nice feeling, a nice aesthetic. And using this mole suit, you have to engage close combat. Its melee is kind of tacky, so you have to hug your opponents with this goddamn freaking mobile suit. You gotta literally bust some freaking close encounters with this thing. You just gotta show them the good old fashioned anal probe with this goddamn gun. And I consider this mobile suit the probe machine, and it's pretty freaking funny, just to troll players with this mobile suit. But this mobile suit has like a lot of flaws, a lot of flaws, and it's very difficult to get used to. But it's really fun. I really love the whole feeling of this mobile suit. Now, as you can see, I'm trying to reach my opponent at a specific range, so I have to get around 2 feet in length around there to literally go for a melee with this thing. And yeah. Oh man, this mostly just feels really fun. It's fun, but it's not like powerful, not so powerful. But when you're using the goddamn hammer, the hammer is just a big problem. The hammer just feels a little bit too long. As you can see, I cannot reach them. I have to get into the blue highlight lane range to literally strike an opponent, that's pretty damn far. Now you can go for close range combat too with the hammer, which is really nice. And I'm trying to go for a combo, but I'm just waiting for my rockets to line up because of the frames right here. And I'm just basically practicing. As you can see, you can basically stagger your opponent with around 3 rockets if you are very precise with the rockets. The rockets are really nice. I enjoy them. But majority of the time the rockets are not so reliable, and I just wish it had a really nice splash damage. I just wish the rockets were a little bit more powerful. When I was using the mole suit, I really thought this thing was a goddamn freaking Aquaman in this freaking cockpit, but apparently this shit wasn't like that. So as you can see, I was going for a full combo right here, regular combo, and my gun is waiting. Like, that's the problem with this mole suit. You have to wait for this goddamn hammer, and waiting for the pride and joy of this mobile suit is kind of a pain. It's a big pain. As you can see, I wanted to shoot the hammer, but I could not land the hammer in a jump, which that is also a problem with this mole suit. It would have been really fun if you could shoot the hammer when you're literally jumping. Wouldn't that make any sense, that the hammer would be able to stagger the opponent? Now I've had some alright matches with this, but I know a lot of people are really good with this mole suit. But it's a lot of work. It just feels like it's a goddamn chore when you're using this goddamn freaking mobile suit. It's like, goddamn, now I have to wait for my goddamn hammer. And right over here, one of our team members basically spawned at the very beginning of the match to capture that point. And you know, as you can see, this Alex basically wasted his boost, and he was trying to get out of that whole engagement, which me and this guy were able to knock this man out, which we did a pretty damn good job with that. And there was a desert Jogu. The desert Jogu, just, it's invisible, very hard to spot on the map, and it just takes people by surprise 100% of the time. Now, as you can see, I basically used the hammer, and the very tip of the hammer basically clipped the mountain. And you know, that's one of the another problem with this mole suit. You can literally shoot your hammer and it can hit the very, you know, like the very edge of a mountain, and it just, the kinetic energy of the hammer just doesn't land its shot. It lands its shot on the mountain instead of an opponent, which, you know, that's very, very painful. You have to, you know, you have to be really, really precise with this goddamn hammer. I remember when, at the very beginning when I was playing this game, I had a lot of people who were you know, trolling me with this mole suit, and it was just really funny. I was like, how does that thing work? You know, I never got like into this thing. And there's just a lot of good players who are actually pretty damn beastly with this mole suit, but you have to, you know, you have to understand it. If you understand it, you can literally combat this thing. Now, as you can see, you know, I was able to do some really good moves right there. Now I have to wait for my hammer. My hammer is ready, and man, oh man, it feels so good to go hammer time with this mobile suit. This mole suit would have been really, really amazing, like really amazing, if it had maneuver armor, or, you know, anti-blast stabilizer, since it's like close combat. And if it had one of those two, it would have been really, really fun to use this mole suit. As you can see, I was able to stagger that man with the hammer. The hammer, oof, it is solid. It is real nice. It's really solid. It's really fun to use, very fun. When you're using the goddamn hammer, you have to aim at their goddamn feet. You have to aim at their feet. When you aim at the feet, you have a higher chance of making the opponent, you know, break their legs. And this is a mobile suit that you can break legs. You can break legs like nothing, dude. Like melting butter with this thing. It's real nice. You literally slam a nail into the coffin with this hammer through it. And yeah, it's pretty alright. It's got its flaws. As you can see, I wanted to go after this Jogu. He wasted his boost, and my hammer was able to just mad stagger this Jogu guy. And you know, when people see the hammer, they know that, you know, it's bad news. When you see the hammer just straight out right in front of your face, you're just like, oh god, when is that thing going to shoot? Is it going to shoot now? And yeah, it's going to shoot now. Now, as you can see, I was able to just mad, you know, slam that goddamn hammer onto an opponent. And yeah, I basically died. Now, what would have been really nice with this mole suit too, if it had a lot of goddamn HP. If it had a lot of goddamn HP, this thing would have been really solid. But you know, since it's kind of, you know, midget size, you know, it's kind of like those goddamn musketeers, candy chocolate, where it's just like the mini size. I feel like I'm a mini size goddamn musketeer with this thing. Now yeah, this is like goddamn fun. The devil's hammer is pretty damn freaking amazing. The anal probe, whatever you want to call it, it's it makes a lot of players really salty, because when you're literally landing your melee, it does some pretty damn decent damage. And if you really wanted to, you can slap some reload on the hammer, and the hammer would be able to reload really fast. Like, it would be able to reload really fast. But the problem with it reloading really fast is, you know, there's the whole idea that you won't be able to get that much range boost. And you need to have range boost, and you need to have melee boost in this mole suit. You have to have both of those on this thing. It would work miracles. And when I mean miracles, you know, it's pretty damn insane. I was trying to go after that Gelgoog, but he decided to go to a different path. His Gelgoog was basically a perfect color in this map, you know, like he's able to mad hide. Yeah. Every single time when I'm using this mole suit, it's a thrill. It's a I don't regret using this mole suit. I don't dread using this mole suit. I feel good with this mole suit. The reason why I feel good with this mole suit, it is a, you know, it's a frontline type of mole suit. You're supposed to get close up and personal with this thing. And you cannot afford, and what I mean you cannot afford is that you cannot afford to miss with this mole suit. You have to land your hammer. If you do not land your hammer, you are absolutely fudged, because the enemy opponent, you know, just has to mad wait for you, you know. And as you can see, I was able to land a good old-fashioned hammer onto that dude, throw some rockets. Remember, the shooting a rocket, like the third rocket, basically staggers. As you can see, this man was able to catch me, which he did a pretty good, sick, amazing job. And it feels really awkward. Like, I don't know why, but it feels really awkward when you're carrying a team with this mole suit. When you're carrying a team with this mole suit, it feels really awkward. But it feels really like fun but trolly, and I love it. Now, you know, I've had a really decent game with this mole suit. My last video of this video, I was able to get like a solid second place with this thing, you know. And it is capable of getting first place. I've seen people get, you know, first place like twice with this mole suit, but I think they were just, you know, mad lucky, because I was there to, you know, save them in majority of those engagements. And to use this mole suit, you have to stick with your team. When you stick with your team, you have a higher chance of survival, and oh god, you literally do some really nice damage with this mole suit. Now, the problem with this thing is that you have to wait, and you have to wait a very long time. And as you can see, I shot my hammer, and my hammer basically grazed the mountain. And when it grazes the mountain, you know, it just doesn't connect. And right there, I got really lucky, and I was basically leveled into the right specific, nice, juicy elevation to literally whip that man's foot. And man, it's really fun. And there was this Gallus right here, and I was able to, you know, mad jab him. When you go for the hammer, always, and when I mean always, go for the melee. When you go for the melee, it's good stuff. And a really good benefit about this mole suit is the melee priority. The melee priority is like a 3, and you're literally able to, you know, outpace a lot of your opponents. You know, you could just mad outspeed your opponents with the melee with this thing, which is, you know, pretty damn decent. And as you can see, I was able to land a lot of my shots right there. A thing about this mole suit, it is kind of like a goddamn freaking wide mobile suit. I kind of feel like a goddamn hot dog. I don't know why I feel like a goddamn hot dog with a goddamn anal probe freaking gun. But yeah, it's just funny stuff, you know what I mean? Now since, you know, I have melee priority, I'm able to, you know, go for, you know, really nice quick melees with this thing. That Dom Barrage, oh man, I just cannot stand using those Dom Barrages. I don't know how many times I've been trying to make the Dom Barrage work. It's just every single time it just fails. Now, using this mobile suit, you have to stick with your team members. Stick with your team members because if your team member literally staggers an opponent, you can literally come in with a hammer in a right time, literally right in a good time, and you can go for a nice juicy melee, as you can see right there. Now the hammer is a very big problem because you have to wait for it. You have to wait for it like twice in 2 different moments. You have to wait for it for the recharge, and you have to wait for it when you pull it out. So, you know, that's kind of, you know, a really big downfall on this mole suit. And when you aim at the legs, it is really nice. It's really juicy. This mole suit's pretty good because it's got a dodge roll. Dodge roll is pretty damn good, but it could have had, you know, maneuver armor. If it had maneuver armor, this bad boy would have rocked the world. Like this would have rocked it. You know, it would have rocked it real nice, real solid. And as you can see, you know, every single time you do the hammer, it heavy staggers the opponent. So it makes the opponent take a goddamn knee, and when they take a goddamn knee, that gives you enough time to approach them and go for a good old-fashioned melee, and that is pretty damn amazing stuff. And you know, it's got a heavy stagger type of, you know, feeling to this, which is insane. It just feels like the heavy stagger of a Zuda F's sniper rifle. The Zuda F sniper rifle does a heavy stagger, but the heavy stagger on this thing is just, it's nice. It's real nice and solid because of the amazing damage output this thing literally throws out. Now right over here, I accidentally hit my team member in his legs, and you know what I believe is that it really, you know, does damage to your team members, but you have to be very careful with the hammer. The hammers do damage. They do damage to legs for sure. I'm 100% sure, because you know, when you literally go for a hammer attack and your team member was basically in the way with this thing, oh man, they start looking at you like, yo, what the hell, man? Because when you get staggered by the hammer, it takes like the opponent like 4 seconds to get up. And you know, every single second counts. And when you're using this mole suit, it feels kind of slow. It feels really slow. It feels really bulky. It doesn't feel really agile. The boost on this mole suit runs out fast, so you have to figure out how to get to certain moments. Because I swear to God, you know, I get to like this one moment and I'm just like, oh shit, man, where my boost? Where my boost? Where it go? And you know, it just it really sucks, and I'm just like, oh crap, man. And that's the thing, you know, when you're using this mole suit, you just gotta feel the juice. You just gotta feel the juice of this thing. And the speed area, it feels really lackluster. It doesn't feel fast. But when it launches its hammer, oh man, it does some pretty damn decent work. It does some work. Now, another problem with this mole suit, I just wish it had like another type of armament. If it had like laser beams from its hands, or if it had like a machine gun, if it had like another, you know, like heavy sort of stagger weapon, it would have worked good. As you can see, you know, this is kind of like a lot of the matches I would have with this mole suit, and I did not even stand a chance. I believe a lot of these players are just really high tier players, and they were using some really like good ass mole suits. And a lot of our team members had, you know, not so good mole suits. They had a pixie, they had the general Jelgoog, I had the Gatsha, you know, it was just a really bad team comp, and this man was able to capture me with this. And you know, when you're in frontal engagement and you're trying to go for, you know, a group of 3 guys, you're going to only rely on one stagger option. And you know what that one stagger option will be? That one stagger option will be the good old-fashioned anal probe hammer. Now, you know, using this hammer, you cannot afford to miss. As you can see, I missed, and that was a big fear factor for me. And missing in this mole suit can cost a game. You cannot miss with this thing. And at this specific moment, I was caught in a kind of like a crossfire, and I wasn't able to do that much. Yeah, when you're trying to fight a group of enemies, the only stagger option that you can rely on is the hammer. The rockets, if you're lucky enough, you can stagger another 2 opponents, but you know, that's if you are extremely precise with your rockets in this mole suit, which, you know, sometimes the rockets kind of doesn't go to the right direction, and I swear to God, the rockets on this mole suit majority of the time just doesn't feel precise, because the rockets are on your left and then the rockets on your right. So, you know, you have to figure out a lot of things. You have to figure out a lot of things in this mole suit. But when you figure out a lot of things in this mole suit, it works really nice. It has a really good charm to it. As you can see, I wanted to get up on top of here, and I wanted to fight this Type B. And this Type B's beam saber, man, what a nice reach of that mole suit. Amazing. That beam saber has much more of a dangerous reach than this goddamn mobile suit. And I don't know, man. I just feel like a big old turd with this thing, but you know, with its hammer, it feels nice. And that's probably the only good thing about the like this mobile suit is the hammer and the melee. The melee, it's pretty solid stuff, you know. Now, man, oh man, if I had to rate this mobile suit, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. An 8 out of 10 is, you know, a decent rating for this mobile suit. You know, if it had extra stuff on this mobile suit, it would have been really solid. You know what I mean? And with all this stuff that you have on this mobile suit, you are pretty damn limited. You know, not like if you're using the high gog. The high gog, that thing is amazing. You know, like that thing has a bunch of armaments. It's got nice crazy reach. It's got a lot of crazy things. It's got maneuver armor. You know, like I'd rather use a high gog than this mobile suit. The high gog is solid stuff. Really, really fun mobile suit. It's even got a double dodge roll. You know, like this mobile suit don't got a double dodge roll. It don't got double tackles. It don't got that much. You know, it's just not a lot on this mobile suit is impressive. You know, but you know, I could have gave this a lower rating, but you know, the potential of having this mobile suit to just heavy stagger on, you know, opponents is really, really fun. It's really solid stuff when you land your hammer. When you land your hammer, oof, mwah, it's some good ass stuff when you literally go in for the melee. And it makes a lot of players really salty. Now, man, oh man, I remember when I was using this mobile suit, I had an Asian dude just literally spam a bunch of, you know, Japanese words, and I used I kind of used the Google Translate on my phone to figure out what he was saying, and he was saying that this mobile suit was, you know, ridiculous, it was weak, it's stupid mobile suit, which, you know, I have to agree with him, but you know, this thing is just, and it's alright, you know. And throughout this moment, my legs were busted, like really, really busted. And at this point, this man said, "Capture the beacon," and I wanted my legs to be solid, and I felt like I lost the match because of me. But someone actually died at the very end of the match, so it kind of wasn't, you know, really, really bad, but we were so close from winning this match. Very, very close. And I was trying to speed to the cap. I was trying to go as fast as I could, as fast, and the pixie died. And god damn it, the pixies, when you spot them, they die really quick, very, very quick. They die very quick because of the low HP it has, and it's really sad. They need to buff the pixies somehow, you know. I really love the pixie. I have a pixie myself, but I've never want to like get into it because I don't want to die a lot. So it sounds like a big old chore. Now this mole suit, I'm glad this is a general. It fits into a general range. If this was a raid with a lot of HP, with maneuver armor, with an extra weapon, it would have been really, really fun. and as you can see, I did really bad this match. This is the specific video where you can go to your most maximum potential with this thing, and when you go maximum potential with this thing, it's pretty damn fun, solid stuff. But moments like this, you just have to win the lottery and hope that the enemy team doesn't spot you as much. And the crazy thing is that at this specific match, I really thought this mobile suit was amphibious, but it wasn't amphibious. I was like, oh, okay. So when I literally was boosting over here, I wanted to check if it was a amphibious mobile suit. Oh, this is not the part where I was checking the amphibious mobile suit. I think I did that in the jungle map, but in this specific map, it's really good. It's really solid. This goddamn hammer can destroy shields. It destroys shields in one shot, like no problem. I was using a 500 cost Gatsha. The 350, 400, 450, 500, they are all good. As you can see, I'm using the 500. But yeah, a lot of people love this small suit, which is very understandable. And as you can see, I accidentally hit my team member and I jabbed my arm right through that building, which doesn't make any sense. And the melee in this game is just so stupid. I just don't even understand. Now I wanted to capture this point and capture it in a really good solid type of way. I was hoping that an enemy player didn't spawn, but he basically spawned right behind me and blasted and used the explosion off my mole suit to grab me into and he was able to get me. He got me in the last second, which was insane. Now at this specific moment, I wanted to get right behind this hammer because I felt like the hammer would save me. And it saved me saved me a little bit. And that Gundam Unit 5 BST, man, I would have loved to get that mobile suit and the other one. And I basically bought Gundam Maxi Boost Extreme, and I bought it a day later, but I didn't know I was supposed to pre-order it to receive these mobile suits, and I wasn't able to receive them, which it kind of made me spend $70 for no apparent reason. So I was kind of disappointed. But yeah, this thing is fun. You'll enjoy it. It's not a mobile suit I'm going to bring into a match all the time and say this thing is goddamn powerful. Not really. Like when there's a group of 3 enemies attacking you, oh man, you just have to pray. You just have to pray that you're gonna pull yourself together, or you have to pray your goddamn hammer would go right through all 3 of the enemies. Like, you have to pray that they're literally in a line and you can literally do some crazy stuff. But having those occasions are pretty damn rare. And at this specific moment, the hammer is pretty damn thick. So you can literally shoot the hammer right through the legs, because the hammer would be thick enough that it doesn't ignore the empty space, which is a really nice solid benefit with this mole suit. And as you can see, this thing is pretty damn solid. You know, when the enemy team members are pretty damn distracted and they are not focused on you, this mole suit is pretty damn fun. Right at that specific moment, I kind of zoomed in by accident, and I don't know why I zoomed in, but yeah, you know. And right here, I wanted to get up here, but you know, the pipe right there, I'm just like, god damn it. It just basically got in a way, and I wanted to surprise attack, you know, this guy right here, whoever he was trying to do. He was focused and doing something. He wasn't sure what I was down here, which I wanted to keep it that way, because you know, using a hammer, it's basically an element of surprise. When you're using a hammer, it's in a surprise attack. And this guy, he's not gonna be prepared for this goddamn freaking anal freaking hammer. Oh man, that is some nice stuff. Look at that, solid stuff. That is, you know, maximum freaking combo right there. Like, if you can literally bust a combo like that with this thing, it's really nice. Yeah, I was basically finished because the Rick Diaz, oh god, that's a hard to challenge against. Yeah, this mole suit, 8 out of 10. It's good. You know, I'm not gonna say it's very bad. I'm not gonna say it's a really shitty, horrible mobile suit. Nah, it's really fun. I love it. Now, this man over here, number 4, he was trying to get into a nice, wonderful groove. And it was kind of, you know, wild that his laser broke, and I was like, oh nice. And I wasn't sure who shot me, but I believe it was one of my team members from behind me, but I did not want to mention friendly fire because we were basically in the mood, and I didn't want to ruin the mood. And look at that heavy stagger, Jesus, solid stuff. And I wanted to go for the one swing. I wanted my team member to just do some nice solid stuff. Look at that. I should have went for the second melee, but you know, my game kind of had a very hard time. And yeah, I have a broken remote, and I have to make work of this broken remote. I've been using this broken remote for basically like 2 years, and it's still doing some nice work, which I don't mind, you know. And right over here, I accidentally hit my team member, which was really bad. Right there, you know, that's the thing about this mobile suit. The whole combo, you can literally knock out a dude, you know. But that's if they are distracted. And y'all take care, and see y'all later. And enjoy using this mobile suit if you have your time. Sayonara.